It's been 3 months since I started my journey in Eorzea, and it's finally happened. I crossed the threshold, and I'm never going back. No, but seriously guys, I haven't even gone down the mountain once to check on Hoary Boulder and the rest of the gang. I'm starting over. I've cast off my paladin armor, and now I'm an edgy boy who shops for all of his glam exclusively at Hot Topic. So, as I lay dying with Alfie and his newfound darkness, let's reflect on what the hell just happened. But before we start today's video, if you end up liking the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I am so close to my 1,000 subscriber goal. I may even be there by the time this video goes up. And if that's the case, thank you guys so much. This has been a huge goal of mine for years now, and this is just the beginning. I'm really excited to continue to make more and more videos. And as always, if you want to come say hi while I'm streaming on Twitch, I'll leave that link in the description. So from what I understand, this is a pretty big moment that a lot of you have been waiting for, which I completely understand why. In case you missed it, I did upload my full playthrough of the ending of A Realm Reborn. You can watch it right here. But I've had a few days to process everything, so for this video, I'm going to give you my collected thoughts on everything that happened and some fun predictions on what I think is going to happen next in the game. Alright, so first let's talk about the lead up to the ending of the game. I think the game did an absolutely great job at dropping you small hints, giving you an inclination that something is going on, but simultaneously giving you so much on your plate that you were legitimately overwhelmed and couldn't just focus on one thing that was happening. And overall, I think this was done really well. I felt like the Scions and the Crystal Braves were legitimately being spread thin, which made them being blindsided that much more believable. And this royal dinner served somewhat of a breaking point where everything came crashing down on our heads. Now, I don't want to brag too much about what I saw coming, but I was on to Laurentius from the beginning.
You shall not regret this, I promise you I'm a changed man. Dude, screw this guy. Yeah, he needs to go to jail. Oh, it's jail? He was in jail. So he was in jail, and he just spells it weird when he says it. Okay. Yeah, well, he should have stayed there. That guy sucks. He's gonna betray us.
That guy's the worst. And while it was obvious to me that something was going on, I did not foresee this.
Oh, he should have got him.
Or this. Or this.
Oh, Thancred. You dog.
I mean this.
Everything's okay. Oh, took an arrow to the knee.
This whole ending sequence was truly a moment in the game that gives all of those who have played past it a feeling of camaraderie for having gone through it and come out on the other side. It kind of reminded me of some of the parts in Game of Thrones like the royal wedding or one of those other story-altering plot points that was done beautifully, but with a lot less blood. So even though there were some bad things that have happened so far in the game up until this point, it seems like they were mostly isolated to side characters that were just introduced in the game a few scenes earlier, or they were plot points that were undone a few scenes later that seemed to have little or no consequence. But this time it felt very different. This was the first time that we said goodbye to some characters that were introduced in the first few hours of the game, and characters whose absence we will miss and will have an impact on the story and world at large. But the bottom line is the game is in a much more interesting and exciting place now, and I'm really excited to see what happens next, because honestly, up until this point, it did feel like everything was just kind of going really well. I was beginning to think this whole Empire and Primal issue was going to get wrapped up by Heavensward. Like, sure, there were problems, but it seemed like overall things were going really well, and we were able to just deal with any problems that came up by just throwing the Warrior of Light at them. If I'm being honest, though, I do have to say the ending of the game did hit me a lot harder than I thought it was going to. The part that choked me up the most, actually, was when you returned to Korthas after everything went down and was welcomed with open arms with friends that we've made earlier. It was the first time in a long time that I had to remind myself that these are just made up video game characters, it's not real, but the feelings they gave me, they were real. And the moment where I finally couldn't hold it together anymore was when this one teared up, like you stepped on her favorite Polly Pocket.
Yeah. Little Tartaru crying, man. Alright, let's move on, guys. No one saw that. Okay.
Damn you, Yoshi P. I thought I was done feeling things after I read Vivi's letter in Final Fantasy IX. So before I talk about my favorite part of the ending, I want to give you guys one more prediction. So during the end credits, we see this traitor talking to Elidibus. It's all a little vague, but it's pretty obvious Mr. Old English is up to something. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say even though I do think he's up to something with Elidibus, obviously, I don't think he's 100% evil bad guy. It just seems like Elidibus is not exactly BFFs with all of the other Ashians, and maybe their motives together are a little bit different, or we just don't quite understand it yet. Or maybe I'm wrong and Uranger is the Endwalker, who knows. I'm probably wrong there, but why not throw another prediction out there just for fun? And that brings us to my favorite moment of the ending. And like I've mentioned over and over again, the best part about this game is the community. And I got to experience a special community-made cutscene just for me. And since it happened to me, I was able to go back and look at other streamers and experience their reactions to the same thing happening to them. And at this point, I think that they should just make this part of the game. And I just have to say again, this is one of those moments that makes Final Fantasy XIV special. It's something that can only happen in MMOs. So thank you all so much to all of you that showed up for me there in-game, or were there with me in spirit, or here on YouTube, welcoming me to Heavensward at the lowest point of the game. Well done, and thank you. So now I'm here and I'm starting the next part of the game. This is where you've all said the game gets good, the cutscenes get better, the voice acting gets better. I'm really looking forward to logging in and playing the rest of this game, more so now than ever. And as always, I'll be keeping you updated here on YouTube, and if you want to come say hi, again, links are in the description. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Oh my god. Oh, this is too freaking funny, dude. Oh, and the blue frog and the blue mages are here. Oh, this is too good. Oh, that's too good. Beautiful.